So my name's Hezekiah. I'm a shepherd above the hills, and I look after my sheep above the hills above Bethlehem. And this is my friend.
And my name is Obadiah.
We're named after kings and generals of Israel. Hezekiah is particularly a good king of Israel. Obadiah, not so good.
Obadiah was a prophet. Don't be silly.
And so, but what we're really here to do is to tell you a story that happened to us while we were out in the fields. And we've already, when we're in the fields, we gather around a fire to keep warm when we can, and to keep us entertained at night times when we're looking after our sheep. We tell sheep jokes, and I tell the best sheep jokes, and Obadiah's are all right.
Where do sheep get their hair cut? I know this one. It's at the barber's.
What's a sheep's favourite sweet?
I don't know. What is a sheep's favourite sweet?
A chocolate
bar. Oh, they get worse. And worse.
They get better. They get better.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. What do you call a sheep without any legs?
I know. A cloud.
What do you call a sheep that's crossed with a kangaroo?
I don't know.
A woolly jumper.
I like that one. I go on. No, I don't. No, I don't. No,
what do you call a sheep that's crossed with a porcupine? A sheep that can knit its own jumpers.
Oh, dearie me.
So, anyway, it was one night. It was cold, wasn't it?
It was absolutely freezing. But you know what happened? You tell them. Tell them what happened.
So what happened? We were there, out on the hills above Bethlehem. Absolutely cloudless sky, wasn't it? It was absolutely cloudless.
Absolutely.
Stars everywhere. And all of a sudden, there was a big man standing right in front of us. And we were petrified.
Absolutely.
It just came out of nowhere.
But also, don't you remember, after that big man, the whole sky lit up with thousands of angels.
And they were saying amazing things, weren't they? Like peace on earth and goodwill to all people. And we wondered whether that was truly the big thing that God was doing that night.
It was absolutely incredible.
And the first thing he said is, do not be afraid.
I know that was easy for him to say,
It was. We were petrified. So, do not be afraid, because God is doing something special in Bethlehem tonight. And we were kind of like, okay, what's that about? And he said, go down into Bethlehem and see the special thing that God is doing. So Obadiah and I were like, well, we better go then.
Absolutely.
So
but we couldn't leave our sheep behind.
Yeah, so we had to bring our sheep with us.
Yeah.
So we went down into Bethlehem, and it was a long journey. From where we were, I mean, it's got to be a good 30 miles, doesn't it?
At least 30 miles at least.
Yeah,
Maybe 40. I mean,
it was a long way.
Long way.
It was a long way. And so we travelled down into Bethlehem. Now, some interesting things were happening in Bethlehem. The first place that we came to was there's a census point. So Caesar Augustus is taking a census of all the people. He wants to know how many people there are, and he wants to know how much tax he can get from his people. So the first place we went to, we had to stop and I had to give our names and where we were from.
Yeah, the lady there got very confused because I said I lived on the third field from the left behind the one overlooking Bethlehem, and she didn't understand a word I was saying.
Language is a funny thing, isn't it?
It is.
They just didn't understand us.
Oh.
You know, we're rural folk, so it's not always easy to understand us. So,
but we did it.
We did it. We gave our names and census, and then the next bit of the journey was along a bit of road.
Oh, don't tell them about the road.
Well,
That's scary. That is.
It is really scary. It was a long straight road, and it was built by the Romans. So. There's a really scary place, isn't it?
Yeah, but we came to this thing, and there was a strange, very, very, very strange person
who took all our money.
Absolutely all of it.
We tried, because someone had told me that there was a tax booth on the road, and
that tax collector.
So we tried to sneak past.
hang on a minute there. You know whose road this is, don't you?
I don't know whose road it is. We're humble shepherds.
Yeah, we
come
just come off the hills.
Come on, the Romans have charge of these. Who's going to keep it up and let you get to your fields?
Well,
and your
they've
sheep?
got lots of money. We haven't.
Oh, I know you had a good season this year. Lots of fat, juicy sheep. Come on, I
How
want
did
your
you
taxes.
have you got any
I haven't
money?
got any money.
Have you got any money?
No, I
we're
have
so
to leave my
poor.
quota. Turn out your pockets. Come on, let's see the colour of your money.
But it's all I've got to live on.
Thank you.
Oh,
How about you?
it's all right.
Yeah,
I paid
yeah,
for
right.
her.
You'll have to lend me one.
Right now, you little ones out there, I know you have some pocket money. I want your taxes too. Come on. Who else is going to look after these roads? I wonder, which of you gets more pocket money than the others? Perhaps those of you who have more than £5 a month. Come on. Pay up. Pay up. And as for you, teachers, we all know you get paid zillions. Come on. Let's see the colour of your money. And as for the head teachers, well, you certainly get paid more than bishops. Come on, give us your money.
When a sheep like ink, when they're in a pen.
Oh, these get worse and worse every
Every
year.
year,
Hezekiah.
every year they get better and better, and I'm better and better at telling them.
You are.
After that, what happened next? We had to get into Bethlehem itself, didn't we?
Another bit of a journey. And we were so tired, weren't we?
We were. And it was still a long way to go after the
Absolute
tax
walk,
collector.
walk.
So we get into Bethlehem and we're knackered now. We're really tired. And we're kind of like, okay, well, we need to find somewhere
Absolutely.
to stay.
We tried everywhere, didn't we?
It was the place was packed. There were people everywhere.
Absolutely.
But
We did find one place. We knocked on the door. You knocked.
well, we knocked on this inn, didn't we? We thought the best place to try was an
Yeah.
inn. If we could get somewhere to sleep in an inn,
But they wouldn't answer the door to begin with, did they?
No, they didn't.
No.
Well, I didn't knock very loudly.
Here's another in. Shall we
Another
try
in.
this one?
Yeah, let's have a go here then. Okay,
You
I'll go
go.
first.
You
Okay,
go.
I'm going to try. All right.
Well, there's no one there, is there? But you didn't knock very hard. I'm going to have a go.
Go away, we're full.
Well, I think that's very rude if you don't ask me.
Rude, I'm going to knock that again. Come on, we know you must have some space.
Look, I have told you there is no room.
We're just humble shepherds. We're coming off the hills. We're just looking for somewhere to rest our heads for the night. We're so tired. There must be somewhere we can just rest.
You and everybody else, Bethlehem is packed out. And look how many of you there are. Even on a normal night, I couldn't accommodate you all, let alone tonight when it's chock-a-block. I've got people in my bathroom, I've got people in my kitchen, I've even given up my own bed. I have no room. In fact, there was a couple. The last space that I had, which is right out the back, you wouldn't like it, there's loads of animals out there, but she looked like she was pregnant and it really, couldn't turn them away, could I? Couldn't let them out on a cold night.
Well, we're used to animals.
We like animals.
We'd be happy to go and
sleep there.
animals.
Yeah.
There's about that much space and it smells.
That's fine. Yeah, thank you.
Come on then.
She explained that actually, yeah, it had been really, really busy, and there weren't any rooms, and there wasn't anywhere for us to stay.
But she told a funny story at the end, or a strange
She
story,
did, yeah.
about a barn and a strange couple who came to visit. What's that
Well,
about?
and she said that actually the only place that was left was somewhere that was a barn and had animals, and that she'd put a couple, particularly because the couple were going to have a baby.
Baby, that's right.
The woman was really, really pregnant, and that really tugged on the innkeeper's heartstrings.
And you know, Hazy, I remember this bit because we were so fascinated, weren't we? We wanted to see.
We wanted to see what was
going on. Yeah.
As we came round the corner to the stable, there was a bright star shining over the stable.
Yeah.
It was amazingly bright.
Brilliant.
I must admit, we thought maybe this was the place that God was going to do something special.
Wow, it was so good.
So anyway, we went into the stable, and as we went in,
What a journey.
What did we
Then it
see?
was round the back.
Saw amazing sight. A woman and a man. It was a feeding trough, and in the feeding trough was a little small baby.
It was a baby. And you know, that was the amazing thing that God was doing that night. Was that baby was God. That baby was God come to be with us. Comfort and joy.
And that promise of the shepherd, do not fear. And all the journey we came and we saw. And wasn't that peace? Did you feel the peace, Hezekiah?
Peace in our hearts.
Yeah, I'll never forget that night.
Absolutely
Never,
amazing
ever.
night.